Now, chapter 2. The name of the chapter is The Sound of Music. Part 1. Evelyn Glenn listens to sound without hearing it. Now, before we read, God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. So, what are they trying to say in this chapter? God had taken away the hearing power. She was not able to hear, but He had given her something more extraordinary, her feeling of her how to express and how to feel things more strongly than any normal child. Now, in this chapter, we are going to read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. Now, this disability which she had, that she was not able to hear, she overcame that, and then she became a very successful person in life. Now, this is what we're going to read about her. Now, just see the first paragraph. The first paragraph reads, Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than 17 years, was nervous yet as excited she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was the first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Now, what are they trying to say? Rush hour is there when you're there in the platform. So many people are there, so many travelers are there, so many passengers are there, and everybody's pushing each other. Now, if you see the word meaning jostle, jostle means push roughly. Now, they're pushing each other, and there's a girl. And how old is she? She is 17 years old. She's 17 years old, and she's a young girl. And she has come from Scotland. And she hears, when she's there, when you're on the platform, you could feel the vibration of an approaching train. Approaching train. What do you mean approaching train? Some train was coming. And whenever the train is coming, you can feel the vibration. So she is able to hear the vibration. It was the first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. Now this was the first day she was to join Royal Academy of Music in London, and she was very nervous and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. Now this young girl of 17 years old, she's coming from Scottish farm and she has to go to London, so she is nervous. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. But she was not like a regular musician. She was not a normal child. What problem she had? She was deaf. If you see the word here, profoundly. Profoundly means completely deaf. She was not able to hear. Now let's see the second paragraph. Evelyn Glenn's loss of hearing had been gradual. Gradual means she did not become deaf all of a sudden. It was gradual. It was very slow. Slowly, she was becoming deaf. Her mother remembers noticing something very wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she did not move. That means her mother also did not know that she was going to have that problem. But when she had gone once to play a piano, and when she was called, when she was invited, she was not able to understand, she was not able to listen. At that point of time, her mother, when she was 8 years old, Evelyn was 8 years old, she realized that her daughter is having this problem, hearing problem, where she is not able to hear properly. Now, I suddenly realized she didn't hear, she had not heard, says Isabel Glenn, the mother. But quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers, but they were able to hide. For some time, they were able to hide. But then later on, everybody will come to know that she's having the problem. But by the time she was 11 years, her marks started deteriorating. That means when she was 11 years old, her performance in school was going down, and everybody realized then what is the problem, that she was not able to hear, and hence she was not able to perform well. Her headmistress urged her parent to take her. Urging means forcing. Now they told the parent that to take her on to turn the page, Next page, it's here, page number 18. Now, took her to the specialist. Now, what did they urge? The parents, the teachers, the headmaster, they told her, they told the parents that now they should take, the headmistress said, they should take the child to the specialist. Now, it was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. So, what was the reason of her hearing problem? Her gradual, slowly, her nerves were getting damaged. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aid and sent to a school for the deaf. So what were the suggestions? What they advised? They advised that she should be sent to a school where only the deaf people are, where the deaf people go and study, and she should be allowed to wear hearing aids. Now see para 3. Now when Evelyn, she got to know that she is having this problem, hearing problem, everything suddenly looked black. Now, according to her, she said everything, she felt that everything has become black for her. That means she felt that everything is going to be dark, she's going to have a tough time. But she was a born fighter. Now see para 3. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was not going to give up, and she was going to fight. She's not going to lose hope. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. Now she wanted to take up music as a career, so she said that she is not going to live a life of a deaf. She's going to lead a normal life, and she's going to take up music as a career. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone. Now what is a xylophone? If you see on that side, one side, xylophone is a musical instrument with a row of wooden bars of different lengths. And this is a musical instrument. Now one day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. So when she saw a girl playing, she wanted to play this instrument. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but a percussionist, Ron Forbes, spotted her potential. Now all the teachers discouraged her. They said that she will not be able to pursue because she is not able to hear. But only one teacher was there, a percussionist was there, a person who plays a number of instruments like drums and tabla. Ron Forbes, he was the person, Ron Forbes, who spotted her potential. Now he understood, he knew that this girl, he saw the potential in this girl. He began to tune by tuning two large drums to different notes. Don't listen through your ears, he would say. Try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. Now what he's trying to say now, because he knew that she is not able to hear, she's having hearing problem. He said, now you don't have to hear through your ear, but you have to listen to different parts of the body. Use some other sense organ. Suddenly, I realized I could feel the higher drum for the waist up and lower one from the waist down. So suddenly she realized that she could feel the vibrations in the body. Suddenly, I realized I could feel the higher drums from the waist up and lower one from the waist down. So her lower part of the body and upper part of the body, they were able to feel the vibrations. Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of the body. Then she realized that she did not have to have ears to listen to music. She could feel it vibration with different parts of the body. I had learned to open her mind and body to sounds and vibrations. So how did she hear to the sound? If she did not have ear, how did she hear? She heard it with her sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. And they were the two main qualities which were here in her. She did not lose any determination. She had a lot of determination, and she was very hardworking. And because of these two qualities, she was able to do very well in life. Now children, please see para 4. She never looked back from that point onward. After that, when she knew what she has to do, she never turned back. She never lost hope. She just kept moving ahead. She kept going towards the future, moving towards the future. She toured the United Kingdoms with the youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music a life. So by the time she was 16 years old, she had decided that what she had to do. She had decided that she's going to make music a life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of Academy. Now, although she was deaf, she was not able to hear. When she audition means gave a short performance so that the director could decide whether she was good enough. When she gave the audition for the Royal Academy of Music, she surprised everybody by scoring the highest marks in the history of Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. When she became very famous, when she was doing very well, and she was doing very well. So here she started giving us solo performances also. At the end of 3 years course, she had captured most of the top awards. In the Royal Academy, she was there for 3 years, and in that tenure, she had captured number of top awards. She had won so many trophies. Para 5. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. Now she was so grounded. She never took it as to be a great achievement. And she was very humble. And she would say that if you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. And she got right to the top. The world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of about thousands instruments and a hectic international schedule. Now she was doing very well. She had attained a top. She had come to the top of her career. She was doing very well, and she knew how to play thousands of instruments, and she had a very hectic international schedule. That means most of the time she was busy touring. In Para 6, it is intriguing to watch Elvin function so effortlessly without hearing. It's a pleasure. It's very fascinating. People are very curious to see that this girl, 16, it's a young girl, and she's not able to hear, and she is functioning so effortlessly without any effort. Easily, she's doing her work. In our 2 hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beard gave me trouble. She laughed. She would say that men who are having bushy beard, they give the maximum trouble because it was very difficult for her to lip read. It is not just watching the lips, it is the whole face, especially the eyes. Now she says that it is not only the lips, she could read, not only lip reading, the face, whole face, that even the eyes played a very important role for her to understand things. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. Now she had a Scottish accent, and because we know that she had come from the Scottish farm, which we read in the earlier paragraph. My speech is clear because I could hear even here till I was 7, she says. Now, when people ask her that how come her speech is so clear, so she said that when she was till she was 11 years old, she was able to hear, so she knew how to speak. But that does not explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. But it still was a mystery that a girl who could not hear, how she could learn French and Japanese. Now, para 7. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. That means she's trying to say that she could feel music in every part of her body. When she plays a xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick of her fingertips. Now, whenever she used to play xylophone, that stick, the vibration from the stick of the xylophone would transfer into her fingertips. By leaning against the drums, she can feel the resonance flowing into her body. Now, what do you mean by resonance? Resonance means echoes of sound. Now, whenever she used to bend against the drum, she could feel the resonance. She could feel the sound. On a wooden platform, she removes the shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs. And whenever she is performing in a wooden platform, she would remove her shoes, and through her legs, through her feet, all the vibration would transfer into her leg. Now turn to the next page, page number 20. Now page number 20, para 8. Not surprisingly, Elvin delights her audience. Now she delights the audience. Now everybody is very excited and everybody delighted to listen to her song. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. That in 1991, she got the special award, Soloist of the Year. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken a hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. So if this person says that although God has taken hearing power, she's not able to hear, but he has given her something extraordinary. What we feel, what we hear, she feels. Now, whatever we are hearing through her ear, she's able to hear. She's able to feel it. She's able to feel the vibrations far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Although she is not able to hear, that also because of the vibrations, she is able to listen to the music. She is able to express music so beautifully. Now let us see para 9. Now, Evelyn, she confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Workaholic means she just cannot live without work. She has to work. A person who finds difficult to stop working. So she said she is a workaholic. Now, I have just got the work often harder than other classical musicians. Now she said because she's not a normal person, because she's having the hearing problem, so she really has to work hard. She has to work harder than the classical musicians. But the reward are enormous. But she said in return, what she gets back, it's enormous. It is great. It is huge. Apart from the regular concert, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. Although she is very busy, she's got international tours, she does a lot of touring, but then also she's able to take out time for these people who are there in the prison and hospitals, and there she gives free concert. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. That even the young musicians, she gives importance to them also. She takes out time for them also. And Richlin and Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children's Sale. She is shining inspiration for deaf children. Now they say that she is a inspiration. She's an inspiration for the deaf children who are not able to hear. They are highly motivated when they see her. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Now, when they see her, they realize that if a person like her can reach to such great heights, even they can do whatever they want in life. Para 10, the last paragraph. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. At a young age, she's accomplished. She's got much more than people double her age they have achieved. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. Now, because of her only, the percussionists, they got importance from the backstage. Earlier they used to perform only the backstage. Now they came to the front stage, and now even people realize the importance of this percussionist. Now she's given inspiration to those who are handicapped. She's a source of inspiration for all the handicapped people. People who took to look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. So they get inspiration. Whenever they see her, they read about her, they see her, they feel that if she can do it, even they can do it. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to the millions. So although she is an inspiration, she motivates so many people. But besides that, she gives pleasure to many of us, to millions of the people around. Thank you. So with this, we finish the chapter.